It's called Halloween 3, but it has nothing to do with the other movies. It's like opening a bag of Skittles and finding beef jerky. Like, what the f*** is this doing in here? What the f*** is up, internet? Welcome to the channel, and thank you for checking out this episode of The Reviewer. You may be shocked to hear this, but I'm not a legitimate film critic. Yeah, it's true. As a matter of fact, I've never taken a class, I've never read a book, I've never even skimmed through an article on anything film education related ever. But since I've already been sharing my opinions about stuff on the internet as a hobby, I figured why not throw some of the shows and movies I watch into the mix. My first impressions of this movie, I watched it once. There will be a reaction video because I filmed myself watching it, so I'll be posting a reaction video to this too because I've never watched it before. And I thought Halloween Ends was weird, right? Halloween Ends has nothing on this fucking movie. Holy shit, this movie is crazy. It gives me Invasion of the Body Snatchers vibes. I know it's a product of its time, but with the robotic henchmen, there's just so much going on, right? You got this Celtic guy who's trying to kill all the fucking kids he possibly can with these Halloween masks. With some kind of magic he got from fucking Stonehenge. Oh, Jesus. All the robotic henchmen. The doctor's a drunk who's got mad riz because he's got... God, it's just crazy. This movie is crazy. My expectations going into this movie is that, yeah, I've seen the clips. I kind of had an idea of, I thought I had an idea what the movie was about. I was totally wrong. But yeah, I've seen the kills. I've seen the masks. You've seen the mask a million times, but yeah, my expectations were that it was gonna be less sci-fi, like a Halloween movie, like a scary horror movie. But I had no clue I was getting into some weird sci-fi shit, like some Twilight Zone stuff. The opening scene was pretty I was like, oh, okay, this is sweet. Dude's running, he's getting chased down by the man. Right? And so I kind of thought we were in for something kind of exciting. I mean, it's still, this movie was definitely entertaining, if nothing else. It was entertaining. But yeah, that opening scene was suspenseful. I think there was a jump scare or two in there. But then the dude escapes through the junkyard, which made me wonder, why didn't he just run that way to begin with? But so... As excited as I was when that first scene started, when the guy just ran off through the junkyard, and then was discovered later all fucked up. I was I started to have red flags started popping up pretty quick. The story and the plot is just crazy. I don't know where the fuck they got this idea from. Right? Some kind of Celtic curse that they got from Stonehenge? And then they're just gonna, of all the different ways they could, use it to kill kids, it has to be, and they chose Halloween masks? Right? And, it was the fucking robotic henchmen. They're in a small-ass town. The fuck they need all these henchmen for? Right. We never did find out, I don't think, how the shop owner who was getting chased around through the junkyard early, what he even found out that led him to believe that something crazy was going on. And then you got the doctor who's risen up the fucking dead guy's daughter. I mean, it wasn't so much that I thought the plot was bad or the story was bad. It just wasn't executed very good. Like the acting, we'll get into the acting pretty soon, but the acting was pretty bad. I thought there was a lot of like lingering shots on nothing. Nothing that added anything to the movie anyway. The characters and the acting were pretty bad. Like, there wasn't a believable character in the whole goddamn thing. Everybody was over the top. Maybe the doctor guy, like, he was just like, he wanted to, you know what I mean? He had beef with his ex-wife. Maybe the ex-wife was probably the most legitimate, believable character because she was just bitching and she was mad at this guy, like the whole movie. He couldn't get a word in edgewise on the phone. So that's probably pretty legit. But yeah, like the daughter, like why is the daughter trying to hook up with this random doctor? Like they're like they're on an adventure, I guess. Maybe they kind of got the pheromones pumping. Like the Cochran guy, like the main bad guy, like he was just over the top, like 007 villain. Yeah, everybody was just crazy. Everybody was overacting, if anything else, and none of the characters were very believable. The characters and the acting were pretty bad.
Be better in this floor anyway.
Where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice?
The direction in the cinematography, maybe the cinematography wasn't too bad because there was a lot about the movie that, like, the Halloween kind of a vibe, right? Like, everything was shot pretty well. The directing was bad. Like I said, there was a lot of overacting and a lot of, like, extended, like, shots for no reason. So I think that was pretty bad. The pacing was bad. The fact that I guess it's Northern California, and it's October, but everything is green. I mean, it's got to be cool enough to where the leaves and the grass turn, right? Maybe not. I've never been to Northern California, but it seemed like it's kind of stuck out. But like towards the end, when the kids are waiting to watch the fucking on Halloween Day, you know that one famous shot where the kids are walking like, I don't know, it looks like on a trail or something on the side of a cliff because of the way the background is. Like, that's a classic shot. That kind of like sealed the whole Halloween vibe for you. The little town definitely felt like a little town. But yeah, that's about the only good thing I can say as far as like the direction of the cinematography goes. Some of the shots look nice. The music and the sound, honestly, I wasn't really paying attention to there was parts of the music that would catch my attention here and there, and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds Halloween, like the Halloween theme here and there, but there was like some of the sound was really bad, like it was overpowering. I can't remember what scene it was, where the doctor's doing something. I think he's sneaking around the building by himself, like towards the end, and there's like this alarm sound or something, and I thought it was like a real sound that was coming from the factory, but it was just like the intensity was picking up, and it was like really annoying. So yeah, that was nothing in the sound or the music. That was the only thing that really stuck out to me, and I think that's what happened. You don't notice the music until it's bad, or the sound is bad, and that section of the movie was pretty bad. The rest of the time I didn't really notice, so it couldn't have been that bad, other than that one point just sticks out like a sore thumb. The special effects and the kills in this movie were pretty weird, to be honest. Like when the robot guy first kills the shop owner they chased around in the first scene, I didn't really know what happened. Like he was like squeezing his head, and then it looked like he kind of pulled his nose out of socket or something. I don't know, that was weird. Then he sets himself on fire in the parking lot of the hospital, so that was, I mean, I guess there's a little special effects that go into that made it look cool. That part looked believable, even though it was like the next day, the car's still like smoldering in the parking lot. The other kills, like, you know, the woman that gets the laser beam to the head, like, it was a pretty shitty, like, laser beam. Her face being deformed the way it was pretty cool, though. And the bugs crawling out was, like, gross, that's for sure, if that's what they were going for. And then what, you have the other kid. How many kills are in this movie? Because then you have the kid and the parents in the room. Like, I don't know how those guys didn't think, like, they didn't think something suspicious was going on. They were just getting led to a room and locked in by fucking robot guys. But yeah, the kid getting killed with the mask on, and then everything turning into like crickets and snakes and shit. And then the parents couldn't escape the snakes. That shit was pretty crazy. But yeah, it was just, if they were just going for gross, it was gross. It wasn't like really like, I don't think it was very cool. And then what? He dropped all of those shamrock tags or whatever into the room with all of the robots, and they all got zapped. That was fucking hilarious. But yeah, none of the kills were like great. I guess maybe the laser face lady was kind of cool, but that was just because her face looked gnarly afterwards. The themes and the messages of this movie, there really isn't any. I mean, other than, hey, don't follow all the advertising you see on TV. Because you might get killed by some fucking wacko Celtic ritual with dust from Stonehenge somehow. I don't know. That shit is crazy. There's really no theme other than maybe that. Or, hey man, even if the fucking woman's dad just died, you still have a shot to hit if you got your Riz game up like this fucking doctor did. My conclusion, this movie was bad. I mean, it was entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. I was entertained throughout it, and if you do watch my reaction video for it, I feel like it's gonna be pretty funny, because it was just so crazy. There was a lot of shit that happened that was just kind of bonkers. So that'll be entertaining. And if you like this movie, I'm sorry, and I know there's like this whole new, like, oh, it's a cult classic type thing, where it's like, oh, if it wasn't a Halloween movie, it'd be a good movie. I don't necessarily believe that. Like the idea is pretty gnarly. Like, if it was like executed better, maybe, and the acting was better, but I don't really think it was like, it's an unintentionally funny, and you can't have a horror movie. It's not a horror movie if there's that going on, right? There's just too much weirdness and kookiness in it. So yeah, I didn't like. As far as a horror movie goes, this was not it. I mean, I feel like just because it is a Halloween movie, like, I don't regret watching it, right? Like, if you want to watch all the movies in the franchise, you have to watch it. So I would recommend it for that specific part of it. Or if you just want to laugh at something that's supposed to be serious, because it is funny. Unintentionally funny, which is a bad thing for a horror movie. I'm sorry. Because this is a Halloween movie, I gotta rank it as a Halloween movie. I'm not gonna do it separately, which people, take it out of the franchise and then rank it. No, as far as a Halloween movie goes, it's bottom. Like, it's on. I would rather watch fucking Ends than this. I can't think of. I mean, I've never watched the two Rob Zombie movies, so eventually I'll be doing reaction videos for them down the line. But yeah, I mean, out of 10, oh my god, man, this movie's a 2. Actually, I'll give it 2 points. I'll give it a 4. Just because of the pure entertainment value. It's one of those so bad but good type movies, right? Like, you're gonna be entertained. It's goofy, right? It's not a scary movie, but it's an entertaining movie, so I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
Stop it now. Turn it off. Turn it off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
And that's my review. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did I nail it, or am I totally fucked in the head? Anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.